Cool. Thank you very much. So without wasting much time, I'll directly jump into the PowerPoint presentation, which will give you a gist of like US CMA program, and then we can go from there. So again, like warm welcome to each one of you to this US CMA webinar, and thanks to the school teachers and all the academician who has helped in facilitating this webinar. So the first slide here is about the agenda of US CMA. So this like agenda basically we drafted based on like our experience in interacting with many students or many candidates, as well as like many educators as well who wants to know more about US CMA program. So what few questions generally come in their mind, like why any candidate should think about doing a US CMA, why someone choose US CMA as their career path, and why someone wants to build their career as a US CMA. Then like once this things like come into the understanding of an individual or a candidate or an educator, then second question naturally arise, what is in US CMA, like who is the governing body, what all like you can say curriculums, exam pattern, what all subject in it, and what is like the testing and scoring and all those stuff. So that is something like in second agenda item we have kept what is in US CMA, so that you get to know more granular detail about the course, curriculum, exam pattern, governing body, and where you can give exams in India or outside India. Then third, like once a candidate understand why I should think about doing a US CMA as my career choice, and second question like it get resolved, what is in US CMA. Third question naturally arise in the mind, how I can become a US CMA, whether I'm eligible to do a US CMA or not. If I'm eligible, then what all process I need to go through to do the US CMA. So it would be having all the nuts and bolts in terms of administrative eligibility as well as the administrative process, like whether you are eligible or not. If you are eligible, then what all things you need to take for the admission, for your education, and for your examination, and then the certification process. So all the administrative nuts and bolts will be covering in third agenda item. Then like once somebody understand or candidate understand why I should think about doing a US CMA as my career choice and what is in US CMA, how I can become a US CMA, next question naturally arises, why I should choose 𝐂𝐨𝐽 as the partner in this journey of becoming a US CMA. So we'll be sharing few details about ourselves, the learning management software which we provide, live classes we provide, counselor support we provide, and after the CMA, the job or placement support we provide to our students. So that's all things we will be sharing in agenda item 4. Then lastly, as we all are Indian, our decisions are majorly based on the estimated cost. So the fifth agenda item we kept is the estimated cost to become a US CMA for the student as well as for the professional. Right? I'm sure by going through all these 5 agenda items, it will resolve 80 to 85% of questions and doubts which you have in your mind. But if any question in between this journey, in between this webinar, in next 40-45 minutes when I will be taking you through this PowerPoint presentation, any question you have in your mind, feel free to type in the chat box, because at the end of this PPT slide, we'll be having a comfortable time to discuss all your questions. If any question is unanswered, we will be more than happy to write you back to the group email so that we all are on same page how we resolve that query. Right? So all said, feel free to type your question in the chat box. After each agenda item, I'll take a pause, give you a sufficient time to type your question in the chat box. And if you have any doubt or any question, then at the end of the webinar, we'll be having a comfortable time to discuss all your questions. If any question is unanswered here in this next 50 minutes, then we'll be take up all those questions offline and we'll send you over the email. Right? So all set to dive in. Cool. Thank you. Give a thumbs up. Cool. Why one should think about doing a US CMA as their career choice? Yeah, there are a couple of reasons to it, but I'll tell you 3 major reasons. First major reason is if you look at around you, all things you do in your life, how much it is being impacted by US based MNCs to you. The laptop you are using, either it would be Lenovo, it would be Dell, or it may be HP, or it may be Apple. They all are US based company products, right? The mobile you might be using, either it would be like Android based or maybe iOS based, right? They all are US based product, right? How many times in a day you do Google? That's also a US based product, right? What all products and services in day out you're using, many clothes you buy, like in your daily routine, like how many clothes you wear, most of the brands you would be wearing are US based brand, right? What car you drive, right? And maybe other technologies things, if you see in the different part of the world, or maybe different things in a daily routine you'll be using, you will see more than 60 to 70% of your life is impacted by US based MNCs and their product and services. And you'll be embraced to know that in India, more than 75% MNCs, big MNCs, are US based MNCs. And these MNCs require US CMA every day. And they have a huge demand for the US CMA in India. And if you see globally, more than 34% of MNCs across the globe are US based MNCs. And they require and absorb a lot of US CMA every year. That's one of the key reasons to thinking about considering US CMA as your career path. You look at the MNCs. In the next couple of slides, I'll show you like some of the MNCs. I'm sure either your family member, friends, or your known might be working in those companies, so that you can correlate yourself and position yourself in their shoes to see like exactly in which company the demand of US CMA is. Right? If I give it very, very high level in terms of the name of company in public accounting firm, if you see the PwC, Deloitte, KPMG, EY, Grant Thornton, Mazars, GT, they all required huge number of US CMA every year. And if you look at in India, Google has the second largest office in India. Tesla has recently made more than $10 billion of investment in setting up an EV plant in India. If you look at the Amazon, they have second largest office in India. Now, if you see like the Facebook, last year they made $10 billion investment tying up with the GEO to set up a center in India. Right? If you see almost all the big companies in US, they are making their second largest, biggest office in India. And those offices and those companies require huge number of US CMA every year. That's the main reason like this course is in the highest demand and has very high growth potential. We all are commerce students, like in economics, you might have seen like demand and supply rule. When demand is high and supply is low, the price automatically go high. We all know being a commerce student, right? So here the demand is so high because every year more than 40 to $50 billion US companies are investing in India, and they are requiring thousands and thousands of CMA every year. But if you see the number of CMA produced in India market, every year we are producing only 6,000 to 7,000 CMA, whereas the demand of every year is increasing more than 20,000 CMA. And we all are commerce students. We know when demand is 4 times than the supply, the price will automatically go high. That means if you think of doing the CMA now, then in next 1 to 2 years, you'll be settling at very right position in very right MNC to build your career. First is the main reason is the market acceptability of US CMA, because within India, more than 75% of MNCs are US based MNCs, and across the globe, more than 34% MNCs are US based MNCs. And second main reason of thinking about doing a US CMA as your career path is global recognition. This US CMA is the governing body is IMA. They have their offices in 10 countries all around the globe. And those respective countries, they have memorandum of recognition. That means in the respective country for the management accountant course, they would be considered the CMA as their certified management accountant course. That means if you are a US CMA, then you go to Canada, or you go to Australia, or you go to Europe, or you go to Scotland, or you go to Middle East, you would be considered as the CMA of that respective country. You do not need to do any additional qualification to get settled there. So that's the memorandum of recognition they have with the 10 countries. And with most of the developed country, they have a memorandum of understanding as well. So memorandum of recognition, that means if you are a US CMA, you would be considered as Canadian CMA as well. If you are a US CMA, you would be considered as Australian CMA as well. And memorandum of understanding is if you are a US CMA and in that respective country with whom they have memorandum of understanding, you would be considered as equivalent to their CMA. That means it has global acceptability as well as global market. That's the main reason of thinking your career choice to do the US CMA at this point of time. And third most important reason here is it has only and only 2 exams, which can be easily complete in 6 months after your 12th. So eligibility is the 12th standard. So after your 12th examination, you can do the US CMA in next 6 months by just passing 2 exams. It's not required long internship. It is not required multiple exams. It does not require long waiting time. You can complete the 2 exams just in 6 months after your graduation and can be ready for the job immediate after that, right? So any question or any doubt here before I jump into the next slide? Feel free to type in chat box. So here would be the career path for a US CMA, After 12th, for example, you have done the CMA and then side by side, you have done the graduation and attain like some experience. And after the graduation, you'll be starting in a company at a fresher level or entry level. So that would be like the financial analyst role, management accountant role, cost accountant role, or analyst role in which you'll be starting. So after 3 to 5 years of your experience, you'll reach to the managerial position. That's a middle level of management, where your profile would be manager finance, manager accounts, manager finance and accounts, manager costing, manager risk assessment, manager risk and advisory, so on and so forth. And then once you have like 5 to 8 years or 5 to 10 years of experience, you'll be reaching to the top level of management. That is CEO, CFO, finance controller, head of finance, head of accounts, head of finance and accounts, head of risk advisory, head of risk assessment, and head of like ethics and compliance, and so on and so forth. So that this would be, you can see yourself like where you would be after 2 years, where you would be after 5 years, where you would be like 8 to 10 years down the line after doing a CMA. So it gives you a like path or directional in which your career would be built by doing a US CMA. Right now, moving on to the next slide here. So like I said, there are so many companies. It's hard to put all the companies' logo in detail in one slide. So what we did, we summarized like top-notch companies over here in a slide so that you can correlate. Yes, these are the company I know in India. I know they have strong presence in India. And then you can start correlating how many friends, family members, or relatives you would be working in these companies in India, in US, in Canada, or in different parts of the world. And then you can vouch and cross-check with those people, those friends, family, and relative member in these who are working in these companies, would they be required US CMA or not? I don't say go by my words. I'll say you can go ahead and check with those people who are your friends, family member, or relatives might be working in this company, and check with them whether their company required US CMA or not, and how much US CMA these companies require. So if you see like public accounting firm, like I said, like Deloitte, EY, PwC, KPMG, Grant Thornton, BDO, Mazars, and many more. And these companies, these public accounting firms, they require more than 1,000 CMA every year. So individually, these companies require thousands of CMA every year, right? And if you look at like financial services company, which is like World Bank Group, Bank of America, American Express, MetLife, Barclay, HSBC, Citibank, Kenzie, Deutsche Bank, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan. I'm sure you might have heard all these big names. And maybe your friends and family member or relatives will be working in these companies, right? If you look at like Fortune 500, who have very strong presence in India, like Coca-Cola, Capgemini, Accenture, Amazon, Apple, Caterpillar, Cisco, Facebook, FedEx, Dell, Tesla, Honeywell, Uber, you all know, Moody's, Netflix, they all have very, very strong presence in India, right? So these are the company, or you can say the top-notch company who hire 100 and 1000 of CMAs every year, and they have huge demand of CMA every year. And you can visualize and see yourself to be part of these organizations, right? Any question or doubt here, why one should think about doing a US CMA as the career path? Now I'll go back really quick to the earlier slide. This course has global acceptability, and it can help you building your career in India as well as international career. And it can help you getting a good job in MNCs. And this course is in the highest demand and has high growth potential year over year. And you see more than 75% MNCs are in India, and this is globally recognized professional, and it has only 2 exams to pass, which you can be done after your 12th examination in 6 to 7 months, right? And this would be your like career path, and these are the companies who would be absorbing you as a US CMA, and there are many more like these companies. So any question and doubt before we jump into the second agenda item, feel free to type in chat box. Next is, so far we understand why I should think about doing a US CMA as my career path. So next question is, what is US CMA? Like, who is the governing body? What all expertise I'll be getting? What all domains I would be working? Then what is the exam pattern? What is the timing of exam? What is the scorecard? And all those stuff would be coming in your mind. So in next couple of slides, we'll be discussing all those things, right? First is governing body. Governing body is IMA, which is Institute of Management Accountants. It has more than 140,000 members all over the world, and it has a strong presence. It has their offices in 10 different countries, including India as well. Right? By doing a US CMA, you will gain an expertise in the financial planning, performance management, cost management, analytics, including data analytics, internal controls, risk management, strategic financial management, or decision making. So these all are broad area for which you will be gaining the expertise by doing this US CMA curriculum, right? And after doing this, what all domains you would be working, like we discussed earlier a bit, here we'll be discussing more in detail. You'll be working in planning department, you'll be working in budgeting department, you'll be working in finance forecasting department, or there are some companies which have clubbed together planning, budgeting, and forecasting department, or FP&A department. So you'll be working in those department. Then second would be like risk management profile. That would be like assessing the risk at the management level in the entity. That is something a very unique profile which a CMA get after qualifying your US CMA. Next is like cost management. How in India we have ICWA, so who work for the cost management thing. Same way, by doing CMA, you will get deep understanding about costing and financial management and financial modeling. So you'll be working as you can work as a cost management, performance management, or decision analysis and strategic decision making team in the respective company, right? So these all are professional domains in which you will be working after doing a US CMA. Now, in this slide, what we have done, made a small comparison about like US CMA and the similar courses in which like a student or a candidate choose their career path. Here, no intention to say one profession is better than other. All professions are equally good and have their own values and own curriculum. Here, what we are discussing in next couple of minutes would be just the factual things between couple of courses which we have in India, internationally, and the US CMA. So that as a candidate, you can take a wise decision in which area or in which curriculum you need to build your career path, right? So it has no intention to say one profession is better than other, because all professions are equally good and has equally good amount of number, professional and success stories, right? But we are here just showing the factual things so that you can take your wise decision, right? So first thing, if you see the opportunities across the globe, like we discussed, it has global market and global acceptability because of memorandum of understanding and memorandum of recognition of IMA with the respective institute and bodies in the respective countries. But if you look at Indian CWA or CA, CS kind of professional courses which we have in India, most of them, they get the opportunity in India only. You know, if you go outside India, you need to do some or the other additional qualification to get settled in different part of the world. Same is the case of UK CIMA as well. So if you are a UK CIMA, you get a most opportunity in UK and European nation. But if you want to go into America continental, which is US, Canada, Mexico, or Latin America, or you want to go into the Australia or different part of the world, Middle East, then probably you need to do some or the other additional qualification to get settled in that part of the world. But US CPA, US CMA has most acceptability across the globe and most marketability across the globe. Second thing is duration of the course. If you see like CA, CS, ICWA, and Indian professional course, they all are like 3 to 4 year or 4 to 5 year program. Whereas like UK CIMA, it takes like 2 to 4 years. If you see the US CMA, it can be done easily in 6 months. The main reason is it has only 2 exams and 1 level. Whereas we all know for CA, CS, ICW in India, it has 3 levels: your foundation level, intermediate level, final level, whatever the nomenclature they say, but ideally they have like 3 levels of examination and a rigorous internship in between as well. It takes like 3 to 5 years on an average to qualify any professional exam in India. And then you need to sit for more than 20 exams. Whereas UK CIMA, that also have 3 levels of testing and it takes like 12 exams. So this is, you can say, the easiest path to get there without much hassle and without going through all the rigorous internship or like half paid or unpaid job kind of thing, right? The fourth thing is the flexibility of exam window. We all know Indian professional courses, they have exam either in like November or December, like CA do exam in November and May, CS and ICW, they have exam in June and December, like twice in a year, right? Same is the case of UK CIMA, they also happen like twice in a year. Whereas the US CMA course exam window is 6 months in a year. That is 180 days. You can choose any day you like it, any time you like it in this 180-day exam window. And in any sequence, it's not like you need to sit for part 1 first, then part 2. You can sit part 2 first and then part 1. It's completely your choice. So you have complete 180-day exam window. That means in first 4 months, January, February is the exam window. From 1st January to 28th February is the complete exam window. You can sit for any exam any day in this 60 days or any time you like it. Same is the case of next window, May and June. Complete 2 months is the exam window. So in entire those 60 days, you can sit for any exam any day or any time you like it. Same is the case of third window, which is September and October. You can sit for any exam from 1st September to 31st of October. So it's so much flexibility in terms of exam window. And if you look at average pass percentage, we all know CA, CS, ICWA, like national average pass percentage is 5 to 10%, right? Whereas for UK CIMA, the pass percentage is 30 to 40%. Whereas if you see US CMA, national average pass percentage is 40 to 55%. That means if 100 students sit for the exam, on an average 50 pass in one go, which is like you can say like 8 to 9 times easier than CA, CS, ICW, all the professional courses we have in India, and almost like 1.5 or 2 times easier than UK CIMA. Now, being an Indian, we also concern about the cost. It does not have huge costs involved. Like if you do CA, CS, ICW, it on an average take 1.5 to 2 lakh rupees. Right? If you do UK CIMA, it takes 3 to 4 lakh rupees. Whereas US CMA, you can be completely done in less than 1.5 lakh. It means on an average, it takes 1.4 lakh to 1.5 lakh rupees. So in terms of costing also, it's completely fit into your budget. And then most important thing for us, like what after this professional course? If you do like Indian CWA, on an average, a fresher get a compensation of 3 to 7 lakh rupees, and UK CIMA also get a compensation in a range of 3 to 7 lakh rupees in India. Same is the case of US CMA as well in the Indian market. So why to spend 2 year, 3 year or 4 year when you get the same compensation by just doing 6-month examination? It will save 3 to 4 years of your life. It means if you're starting initially on an average at 5 lakh rupees, after 3 to 4 years of experience, your peer would complete like ICWA or UK CIMA, you would be 3 to 5 years ahead from them. And 3 to 5 years of experience will reach you to the mid-level of management, where your compensation would easily be in between 18 lakh to 25 lakh rupees. That means on an average, you would be 30 to 35 lakh rupees ahead from your peer in terms of saving. And in terms of career path, you would be 3 to 4 years ahead from your peers who would be starting CWA or who would be starting UK CIMA with you. And in future, if you're planning to settle in US, Canada, then the starting package of this US CMA in US market is in a range of 40,000 to 60,000 US dollar. And in Canada also 40,000 to 60,000 Canadian dollar. And abroad, that means like Australia, Europe, Middle East, on an average $35,000 to $55,000 is a fresher starting package of US CMA. That means if I summarize in terms of rupee, it would be 30 to 35 lakh rupees as a fresher starting package in the international market. So it has very low opportunity cost if you compare to other courses available similar to this in the market. And it's so easy to do in just 6 to 7 months. Right? If you have any question on this slide, feel free to type in chat box. I know it's a busy slide, has a lot of information to digest, but if you have any question, I'll be more than happy to answer after this slide deck. Feel free to type in chat box. Moving on to the next slide, which is exam pattern and curriculum. So like I said, it has two parts of exam. The first part is financial planning, performance and analytics. Second part is strategic financial management. So these all are like kind of, you can say chapters in these respective part. An exam would be like you would be having 100 multiple choice question, and then after you will be having a 2 essay type question, which is kind of simulation. So multiple choice question, we all know there would be 1 question and 4 answers to it, and you need to select the best answer. For essay type question is like a simulation. Like for example, in your accounts, they may give you trial balance and then they ask you to draft a profit and loss account or maybe a balance sheet or maybe a cash flow. So that kind of like essay type question would be in your exam. So that is kind of fill in the blanks type of, you can say, question, right? And each exam would be of 4 hours of exam, and you need to score 360 out of 500 to pass the individual part of the exam. And in this 4 hours of examination, you'll be getting additional 50 minutes of break where you can refresh yourself, do some stretching, munch yourself, munch something to get back to the examination center. And this exam can be taken in any order within 3 years of your admission. So once you took the admission, so in 3 years, in any sequence, you can sit for any exam or any time in this like 6-month window of every year, right? Any question on exam pattern or anything more you would like to know from the course and curriculum or exam pattern, anything like it from in this slide, feel free to type in chat box. So next one is, these all are examination center in India. We have Prometric Center in Gurgaon, Ahmedabad, Kolkata, Mumbai, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai, and Trivandrum. So these are 8 Prometric centers which we have in India where you can sit for the exam, whichever is closer to your place. Right? You do not need to travel to US. You do not need to travel to abroad to sit for the exams. Exams are happening right here in India. So that's a great opportunity for each one of us, because earlier the exams were happening internationally, but now from last couple of years, exams are happening right here in India. So take the opportunity to sit for the exam in India, and you will save a lot of time, energy, as well as money. Like I discussed earlier, these are 3 exam windows and complete 60 days window each. That means in a year, you have 180 days exam window. You can sit for any exam, any day, in any sequence, and any time you like it in this 180 days. Next is, so far we understand why I should think about doing US CMA and what is in US CMA. Now we are moving on to the third agenda item, how I can become a US CMA. Right? Any question in the first 2 agenda, feel free to type in chat box. Right? So next agenda, how I can become a US CMA. First, you need to get yourself enrolled after your 12th. You know? Minimum eligibility is 18 years of age and the 12th standard. Right? So once you are done with your 12th standard, then you can go for a enrollment process. For that, we have a dedicated counselor team who will be helping you, giving you complete hand-holding, what all forms you need to fill for the enrollment, how you all need to pay the fees to get the admission. Then second thing, start education. In education, 2 things would be needed. One would be the learning management software. So we are partnered with the Sargent CMA review course of USA. So Sargent CMA is the US #1 learning management software company, for which we are the partner for the pan-India level. So we are partner and providing Sargent learning management software to all over India, right? In which you will be getting a US professor pre-recorded video, your electronic book, multiple choice question, essay type question, and unlimited mock test. Right? In addition to that, like we will be providing you the live classes. So we have our center in Delhi, which is just opposite to Venkateshwara College in the Satyaniketan area. We have academy in Bangalore, we have academy in Chandigarh, we have academy in Mumbai as well. But as of now, everything is going virtually, like your class schools are also going virtually. So we give the classes on Zoom like this way, how we are doing it. So you can sit and take the classes from any place. And in future also, we are planning to make it hybrid model. Whosoever is living near to the institute can come and sit in the institute for the classes, and rest of the people from all over the India can take the classes from their home. So it would be the hybrid model which we will be using in future for your classes. If you want to come into the classroom, you are more than welcome to join the class. If you want to take the class from your home, you are more than welcome to take the class from home. So this is things we will be providing you for the education support. Then after your education, next thing would be your examination. Like I said, we discussed in the earlier slide, there are 2 parts. Part 1 would be financial planning, performance analytics. And then second part would be strategic financial management. So these are the 2 exams which you need to pass. So how we take you through the study? So first 2 months, we'll take you through the part 1. and then you can take 15-20 day break and sit for the exam. And after that, we'll be starting part 2 study, and you will study part 2 in 2 months and then take 15-20 days break and sit for the part 2 exam. So that's how you'll be clearing both the parts, part 1 and part 2, in next 6 months after your 12th examination, right? And then after, to get the certification, you need to parallelly do your graduation also. So you would be requiring a graduation degree to get the certification, but you can pass the examination before the graduation, but you'll be getting a certificate of CMA after the graduation. That means after your 12th standard, you'll be passing the certification, and then you can start the job alongside with your correspondence bachelor degree. And once you get the bachelor degree and 2 years of experience, you will get the certificate as well. So this is the overall process to becoming a US CMA and getting a certification of US CMA after your graduation and 2 years of relevant experience. And we also provide our students to get those experiences in the good companies. And we also absorb a couple of CMA in our company as well. Right? Any doubt here or any question before we jump into the 4th agenda item? Okay. So next is, so far we understand why I should think about doing a US CMA, what is in US CMA, how I can become a US CMA. Next, how 𝐂𝐶 GlobEd can help you in this journey. Like I said, we are partner of Surgeon CMA Review, which is a #1 learning management software company in US. In that, we'll be providing you US professor pre-recorded videos, electronic books, around 4,000 plus multiple choice question for practice, 65 plus essay type problem, and on the top of that, unlimited practice exam, mock exam. And these all would be available to you 24/7 on your mobile, on your laptop, or on your tab. It's a web-based portal. You can start studying anywhere you are sitting. You just need like internet connection for that. And this learning management software access would be available to you for 24 months, the day you register, from that day to 24 months. Normally, a student easily complete all the 2 parts of exam in 6 months, but we still provide you the access of learning management software for 24 months, for just in case if things didn't work out or you have any problems in any personal life or professional life, right? In addition to that, we'll be providing you the live and classroom training. Like I said, it would be the hybrid model. If you want to sit in the classroom, you can sit in the classroom and study alongside with the teacher. And the same lecture would be going to the virtuals as well. So you'll be providing both the type of classes, virtual classes as well as live classes at the same time in a one. In addition to that, like me and couple of US professor and marketing director and vice president, we also do like monthly webinar for our CMA student, in which we share like a lot of tools and tips, how to crack the exams, how to solve the multiple choice question, how to strategize like last 10 days of exam, and so on and so forth, and how best you can utilize the learning management software, how best you can utilize the live classes, how best you can utilize our notes which we provided to you. Right, so we share all those tools and tips with each and individual student who join the webinar, and these webinars are completely free of cost, available to each our student. Right, next thing is like pay as you need. If you want to get familiarized and see how this learning management software works, it's very user friendly, and we provide 5 days free trial to you. So if you want to take the free trial, you are more than happy to take the free trial of learning management software, and you can come for a class and see how the live classes are going on as well. That's also being available free of cost to you. And then we also provide like flexibility in terms of purchase option. If you feel you can do the self-study and just wanted to buy the learning management software and the books, you can buy that. And if you want to buy learning management software alongside with the classes which we provide in India, so you can buy both the things together. So you have an buying option bundled together, both the services, or you can buy individually either the learning management software or the live classes as well. And just in case you have already buy the learning management software from some other XYZ company, but you are not happy with their live classes, we will provide the live classes as well to those students as well who have taken the learning management software from the different company, right? So all the flexibility is completely available to you, and then you can buy in a one go, and you can take the EMI payment option as well. So we have a like tie-up with the Razorpay, which provide you the EMI option in 3 to 24 months. You can select the payment option as per your credit card policy, right? So these all are like payment method. In addition to that, we provide like mentor support and counselor support. Mentor support is basically the teacher who would be teaching you the respective subject. You'll be getting his or her email ID as well as phone number, so that in future when you are actually doing the study or preparing yourself for the exam, if you have any question or doubt, you can reach out to your teacher, right? Second is counselor support. We have a dedicated team of counselor who help each and individual student one-on-one how to register yourself, enroll yourself with IMA, what all procedure required to take the admission, what all procedure required to for the examination fees and forms, and how you need to schedule your exams, and later on if you need a CP hours, what all things you would be needing for that. So we have a dedicated team of counselor who would be helping you with all these nuts and bolts and all the administrative process required in your journey to become a US CMA. So these all things we will be providing to you from the KC GlobEd. On the top note of it, we'll be providing you the free placement support. So if you join us, this placement support is completely free, available to each one of you, right? Any question here, any doubt before we jump into the last agenda item of the day? Okay. Before we jump into the last agenda, a couple of more credentials I would like to share with you. Surgeon, whom we are partner, which is our like US company, they have association with more than 100 universities in US. That means in these universities, students are studying through Surgeon Learning Management Software, which we will be giving to you. So these are kind of top 10 or 12 university with whom like Surgeon has association, which include like University of Florida, California, Colorado, Washington, DC, Illinois, Chicago, Rochester, Michigan, Sam Houston, and many more. So they have like association with more than 100 universities. So that can give you a comfort that if the US, such a big universities in US are trusting and relying on the Surgeon Learning Management Software, then we can also rely on it, right? And second thing, if you see, they are partnered with more than 200 MNCs in US. That means these MNCs are providing Surgeon Learning Management Software to their employees to study US CMA. And these are a couple of prominent names which you can easily recognize have very strong presence in India as well, like EY, KPMG, PwC, Deloitte, Grant Thornton Video, RSM, Protiviti, KSM, Mazar, JP Morgan. These all companies also provide Surgeon Learning Management Software to their employee to study US CMA. So this shows like credibility of the software which you will be getting, credibility of the US professor who would be teaching you in this program, right? In addition to ourselves, like people like me who have like around 16 years of experience, both internationally as well as international landscape. So you'll be getting the teacher like us who has deep understanding of the industry as well as the curriculum for the US CMA program, right? Now, last part of the day, which is estimated cost. I'm sure you all would be eagerly waiting for this to know what is the breakup of the cost. I know at a high level we discussed it would be around like one like 40,000 approximate, but the breakup and how you need to pay for it. So first, like you need to take the admission, which is like IMA membership fees. That is for the student is $39 only. And then like admission fees, which is being for like 3 years. Once first you need to pay, that is valid for the 3 years, that is $188. And then for each part of exam, you need to pay $311. In total, it would be around $849, for which you need to directly pay to IMA, but our counselor would be helping you when and which fees along with which form you need to file, right? And then for the learning management software, you need to pay $49,900, which is a Surgeon learning management software. You'll be getting the access 24/7 for 24 months. This is excluding GST price. And then 15,000 is our tuition fees for both the subject excluding GST. So total would be 1,28,000 excluding GST. Including GST, it would be around like 1,40,000 would be the total cost for you, right? Any question or doubt on estimated cost? Okay, so this is our contact details. We have our office in Delhi. We have our academy in Delhi. We have our academy in Bangalore. Like in Delhi, 𝐼𝐸𝐴 is there as an education counselor. You can list, save her number as well as email ID, as most of us are belong to Delhi and NCR area. So 𝐼𝐸𝐴 would be the key point of contact. In addition to that, if any of you are in Bangalore, Chandigarh or Mumbai, we have Santosh Chandrasekhar, who is our branch head for the Bangalore. We have Mohit Singla, who is our branch head for the Chandigarh. And we have Shailaja, she's our branch head for the Mumbai. So feel free to save their contact details. And now we are more than happy to take up the questions.
Thank you so much, Kamal sir. So we do have a question in the chat from Trishna. So she asks, what about the professional training after the 2 exams?
Professional training, like 2 years of work experience, you're saying, which is required for certificate? Yeah, Trishna, do you mind unmute yourself and maybe just explain a bit more?
Yes, sir, I will that.
So yes, for that we'll be providing you the placement support. So if you are doing US CMA with us, like after 6 months, once you are done with CMA, we'll be providing you the placement support as well, where you can take the experience alongside with your graduation and get the certificate after the experience. Or like we also require a lot of CMA, and like if nothing works out, so we are more than happy to absorb you.
Hope that answers your question, Krishna. We're open to any other questions that students might have. If not, of course, we're always open to an afterthought to connect with you over email, maybe.
Yeah, any question like from like teachers or like you guys have any thought or any question to discuss for the benefit of student or just for the benefit of the group? Maybe like student might be shy or not asking question, but considering you have such a great experience day in day out working with so many students, any question or any thought you have to discuss with me? Because like, you know, like being on live, it's hard all the time. So this is a great opportunity to like discuss any question or any thought you have to discuss with us. Yeah, Ayushi ma'am, Jayanti ma'am, Nitin sir, anything like any question for the benefit of student? Okay, so no problem. Like after that, like after this webinar, so we'll be sharing this recording as well with you. So if like the student they are genuinely interested in pursuing the CMA, you guys can watch this webinar again and maybe list down the questions or afterthoughts comes in your mind. And then like 𝐼𝐸𝐴, if you can drop your number in the chat box and email ID, and you guys can save 𝐼𝐸𝐴 number, and you can touch base with 𝐼𝐸𝐴 at any point of time you like to discuss anything, because she's almost like of your age. So feel free and comfortable to reach out to her, and I'm sure you'll be more comfortable connecting with 𝐼𝐸𝐴. So any afterthought, like feel free to like write to us, connect with 𝐼𝐸𝐴, connect with myself. We all are more than happy to help you and give all the answer to your question. The key objective is to like building your right career path, you know, to give you which make you like, it's not like maybe initially to gain some experience you'll do the job, but slowly and gradually if you connect with the KC GlobEd, you'll be learning more of entrepreneurship skills as well. The objective of our company is not only to make you industry ready or employable, but in slowly and gradually as you work or you stay connected with us, we want to make each one of you as an entrepreneur, and we want to make each one of you as a leader of the future, because our nation actually need the leader for the future, and we have a lot of expectation from the students like you. Right.
So with that, we'd like to end our presentation, and thanks once again for sparing your precious time and being with us. So hopefully we'll be hearing from each one of you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ayushi ma'am, for coordinating. Thank you so much to all the teachers and my dear students.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
everyone.
You explained so well. That is the reason we didn't add any questions.
My pleasure, my pleasure. You know, being a teacher, this is also our responsibility. I myself teach like US CPA, and I also teach a couple of program in CMA as well. So being a teacher, like, it's being our responsibility to be so explanatory that it can easy to digest to everyone and everyone feel comfortable. Yeah, thank you for that. Cool. Okay, thank you everyone. Have a good evening and
Thank you so much,
enjoy
Dr.
rest of your weekend, and happy Raksha Bandhan to each one of you.
Thank you, sir. Same to
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.